I'm not saying that we're for sale, but you know, like, name a price, you know, we'll consider it.
That's what I want to imagine this little guy sounds like. Hi.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steve, and this is 60s Home, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, playing, reviewing podcast.
You almost got it right.
Well, I'm just a little guy.
You're just a little guy. That's the sticker that came with that little overdrive pedal from last week.
The Olympus pedal.
Yeah. Well, no, the Olympus is the company.
Yeah, the Olympus pedal. I don't know what the pedal's called.
The pedal's called the Cicada.
The Olympus Cicada pedal.
It's back there. I'm not going to grab it. It's tiny.
Don't do
it's
it.
So small. Go watch the video for that. Oh, hey, everyone.
We did that intro so wacky that I already forgot that we did it. This first ad was sent by David Ritchie.
We've lost half the new people who are like, I'll take a chance on a new show. And
take a chance.
45 seconds into it, they're like, never mind, I'm gone.
They're like, what the hell?
I thought this was going to be like dipped in tone, two serious boys sitting around doing listings from the internet. No, this is the original guitar buying, selling, trading, fixing, modding, breaking, and reviewing, playing podcast. We've been doing it for 11 years.
No, it's like, is it 11? It's almost 11, huh?
Is it
almost 11, or is it almost 10?
No, in like in a month and a half, it's going to be 11 years.
Good Lord.
2014, buddy.
Well,
that's when we started.
Yep. Sorry. Oh, it's one of these.
It's one of these.
Six-string classical, six-string acoustic.
This was sent to us by David Ritchie, by the way.
Yeah, I thought I said that.
I don't remember.
Double-sided Busuyi guitar 2020. We almost got one of these, but the electric guitar version. About this listing, list/street value $2,750. What?
Right.
Classical guitar plus acoustic guitar, Okuma headstock, double neck, double sides, spruce plywood sides, 2 XLR input plus 2 1/4-inch jack input. Those are all outputs, by the way. None of those are inputs.
That's where you put the sound into the guitar.
Yeah. 2,700. What?
I don't know where they got that number from because they're trying to sell it for what? $324.
Oh, you know what? This could be maybe that's like this is being sold in Hong Kong.
Oh, okay.
What is a Hong?
You think that's in yen or whatever?
Kong. No, they have the Hong Kong dollar.
I don't know. I don't know how foreign currency works.
No, one Hong Kong dollar is equal to 13 cents. So 2,750 Hong Kong dollars is $353.59. Now,
so it's just a conversion thing?
Maybe that's my guess.
It seems like it's right on the money with that conversion you just did, Steve.
It seems like it.
I mean, talk about a good deal though. 2 guitars for $324.
Yeah, it's a great deal. I mean, it's a very boring deal, but it's a great deal.
This thing's so stupid looking.
I kind of like the idea of this. Do you remember Wechter?
Yeah,
of course
I do.
You do.
Yeah, I do.
Because your favorite local musician played one.
Are you calling Josh D'Amigo my favorite local musician?
Yeah,
he was our friend.
I know.
I mean, he's still our friend. But I haven't
friend and your favorite local musician.
Talked to him or seen him in a decade or something like that.
It wasn't an insult unless you were to take it as
No,
one.
I was trying to think if there was someone else who was playing those.
No, I only know Josh.
Okay. Well,
those Wechter, they had like the double cut.
Yeah.
But
SG acoustics.
I kind of like this as like a soft shoulder double, like a soft double horn, because the Wechters were pointy.
Even though you've got the heel facing forward.
Well, you just got, I'm saying like you pick one and you tweak it and now it becomes like a Gretsch. Like the Gretsch semi-hollow shape. Right.
It's
Ryan,
okay.
Use your imagination.
I'll say some nice things. I do appreciate the ergonomics of the necks being off canter from each other, allowing you to reach under the other one more easily when you're playing it.
Here, okay. What else?
I don't have anything else good to say after that. I can't imagine that this is a great experience. Like having the strings and frets and neck of and the bridge of an acoustic guitar constantly pressing against your chest and your belly,
right?
While you play a completely different acoustic guitar. This is all so that you can flip it over quickly to access the other guitar. So you've got a variation of a steel string, and you've got a nylon string classical guitar.
What are some? Okay, here I'm trying to think of songs you would play with this. Hotel California does that have?
That's got 12 string.
It's a 12 string. Okay, what's got a classical at the beginning?
Maybe classical gas.
But you would just play classical for the entirety of classical.
Doesn't
gas.
it have steel string in it too?
Does it? I don't know.
This is for the people out. Well, it's not though, because you can tell by the price that this isn't for a highly skilled musician.
But yet, the ability that you would need to flip a guitar mid-song would only apply to the highest of skilled musicians.
If you're incorporating this into your act where you're flipping, knocking stuff over here, where you're flipping a guitar mid-song to change styles of music that you're playing or styles of sound of guitar. Like, I watched a video of a guy playing it, and he's like, oh, see, it's easy. You flip it over. And I was like, it didn't look that easy. And it looked like it would have been easier for you to just grab another guitar.
Okay, here's where you need this. You are a one-man band with a looper. You're a looping one-man band, you might say. You're doing a cover of Heart, Crazy on You.
Okay.
So you're doing the steel string side, or maybe you're doing the classic side for the at the beginning part.
Yeah.
And then you got that loop going, and then you flip it over for the like little lead motif on the intro.
Yeah.
Like that, and you just that's
Also,
where you need it. That's Ryan. I can never learn that song because I don't have this double neck guitar.
Also, it's got two separate plugs.
Okay.
For each, it's got one for each guitar.
Yeah.
So if you have this thing plugged in and you start flipping it, those cables are getting all twisty like two horny snakes.
Well, you just got to make sure like you only flip this way, or like
you have to alternate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy. Dude, I spin around in my chair and can't remember which direction I'm going. And I look down at the floor and the cable's coiled up like a pigtail.
Have you ever considered that you might have ADHD?
I know I have ADHD. I've known since the first grade.
I'm just joking. I'm just joshing you.
I knew before anyone else knew that they had it. I had it when people were like, that's not a real thing.
I was patient zero.
I had it before they even called it ADHD.
They used to just call it Ryan's disease.
They used to call it ADD.
No,
they didn't have the H in there.
They used to call it AHD. I don't know. Attention, hyperactivity.
High definition.
Attention, high definition.
By the way, we're not joking about this. We're not making light of anyone's conditions. I legitimately have what is now called ADHD.
Right.
And I was
you've been grandfathered in.
I've been grandfathered in. I took medication for most of my youth, and I don't anymore because the work I do doesn't require it.
Oh.
But I wish I had a little bit during tax season. I'll say that.
Congratulations for your legalized methamphetamines.
If Ritalin was fun, I'd still be doing it, I guess.
I guess I assume Ritalin works the same way. I don't really know, but Adderall is an amphetamine.
I know. No, Ritalin was too.
Oh.
Yeah, do they not do Ritalin anymore? That's how long I've been out of the scene.
I might find out soon, actually. Not for myself personally, but
But you'll still take a little taste.
If my kid gets a prescription, I'm definitely going to steal some.
Hey, I never had a great time.
Hey,
that's not my speed. Phrasing, I guess. So anyways, here's what I'm going to pitch for this.
Yeah. What are you going to pitch for this?
2 acoustic guitars is way too boring. One acoustic guitar is boring enough, right? I
mean, I got a lot of responses on Threads by saying acoustic guitar is better than electric guitar.
I don't know why you did that. And you didn't sign it, Steve.
I did it.
Everyone thought it was me.
I did it for the engagement bait,
Ryan.
we
were engaged now. That's for sure.
It's called clickbait.
We did make a lot of money on Threads last month.
Yeah, and we're on pace to make a lot of money on Threads this month.
We're weirdly good at it.
We're basically paying RJ out of abusing Threads.
Yeah, well, no, we're funding him with the Threads for sure.
Yeah.
But we are having fun there. But here,
for sure.
Here, oh my gosh, this is the ADHD episode.
Every episode is the ADHD
this is
episode.
Out of control. Last week felt really hard and weird, but then it edited fine, and now this episode is all over the map.
Okay, say what you're gonna say.
Here's
what I'm thinking. I'm just kidding.
I would be more into this if it was like a classical on one side, but then the other side was like a Telecaster. So you've got an acoustic on one side, and then when you flip it over, you mute the strings and the top soundboard with your body, so it's not going to feed back. But then you have a solid body on the back side, a solid body electric.
Right.
And the way you get around the cables twisting, like a horny snake, like I mentioned earlier, you just get 2 wireless units. Now you're all set. Now you can switch from your nice little classical piece that you're playing as your intro, or your strummy, every rose has its thorn sort of thing going on. Flip it over and jump right into your screaming, twangy lead.
Yeah, it's so you can do your Johnny Cash on one side and your Luther Perkins on the other side.
There you go. For $324, I think people would buy that. I mean, this thing's been listed for 4 years with 890 views, 8 watchers, and 0 offers from Aussie's Gear Depot in Hong Kong.
I mean,
from $415, $90.05 price drop.
I was gonna dunk on the shipping, but $50 shipping is actually
not bad. That's not bad.
Pretty reasonable. So
yeah, from Hong Kong? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, can we throw a bunch of other stuff in the package? Like,
okay, I want someone to look at these as these photos go around. Maybe jump on the Imgur link down in the description. I don't know what. Is this a real car or is this an AI
that's
car?
photoshopped.
It's a photoshopped car.
Oh, I don't know. It looks like some sort of I think that's like a concept car.
Is this isn't an actual Mercedes?
If it is, then it's like a concept car that they put together for a show or whatever.
Right.
And they just Photoshop the guitar into it. Like, see, wouldn't you enjoy
this
guitar in a luxury environment?
The thing I can't get over is how far, and I guess maybe it's because it's supposed to be showing you participating in luxury tea time in the back seat of this vehicle, but all I can think of is like a very, very slender person sitting in the front seat.
Well, that's where your driver sits.
Right.
In a car like this,
driver.
The owner of the car doesn't drive it. They enjoy luxury in the back.
Yeah.
And your driver drives like this, with the steering wheel against their chest to give you more leg room. And thank you, Jeeves. My ankles were getting sweaty under your seat.
Oh my gosh.
You know about that, Steve. You're super rich.
Well, super rich Steve knows about that. I don't.
All right. What do you guys think about it? Tell us down in the comment section. I'm going to say don't buy it. I think it's super duper double boring.
I don't know, man. I read on Threads that acoustic guitars are better than electric guitars.
It's a double neck guitar that you can't even play with a friend.
You could if you isn't there a video
you'd basically be hugging each other.
Isn't there a video where like Rob Scallon plays one of these with like Jerad Dines or something?
There's a video of Rob Scallon doing everything with Jerad Dines. I'm pretty sure Rob Scallon's going to fight Mike Tyson on Friday. Oh, that was last Friday. Or maybe, I don't know.
I don't think that's Rob Scallon.
It's the non-guitar version of Rob Scallon, isn't it? Or Jerad, I don't know.
No.
I'm just thinking about popular bro channels.
Right, but I've always heard very nice things about Mr. Rob Scallon.
Okay,
I've never met him.
I'm not connecting. Like, what's the name of the guy?
Is it Jake Paul or Logan? It's one of the Paul brothers.
It's one of the Paul boys over there.
They're both.
I don't know anything about
big douchebags.
Oh, they're assholes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I didn't mean to call them assholes.
So okay,
Well, I didn't mean to call Rob Scallion and Jared Dines assholes, but in my mind, they're all filed in the same way of like, oh, that's bro content over there.
Okay, yeah, okay.
It's not for me, you know.
I think Rob actually does a lot of like kind of intellectual guitar. Like it's kind of
Maybe
wild.
I'm totally wrong about them,
but I think he does a few things.
For being a guitar YouTuber, there's a lot of guitar YouTubers that have just never been in my periphery, in my vision. You know.
Okay, so since
like I don't understand Andertons at all. Like, I don't understand all the Chapman drama at all.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but you brought it up at the beginning, and then you brought it up again. And hopefully this doesn't get us in trouble. But I got hooked up.
Oh, great!
With the Patreon unlisted. So it's just unreleased. It's early released of the Dipped in Tone episode after they did their first reverb at. And they mentioned that, hey, in the comments, a lot of you said that we were doing the 60 cycle hum thing, and basically said like, you know, we know those guys, we're friends with those guys, and
I do Marco Polo with Rhett.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. Not a lot, but every now and then. Rhett and I talk. Like, whatever like, if you guys thought there was drama going on, I'm lightly poking at a friend.
Yeah. But so they like brought the whole thing up, and then they go, and I get it. Like, and it's like you said, like, and I'm kind of in like the Rhett space, head space, where he talks about, he goes, well, Zach just straight up goes, I don't listen to podcasts. And Rhett's kind of like, well, I don't listen to guitar podcasts, and I don't like watch a lot of guitar programming because that's how I make my living. So when I want to be entertained, I want to like, it's kind of
anything
like
else, literally
it's kind of
like,
you know, we were talking about something else earlier, and you were like, you know, you don't shit where you eat. Like, you go do it somewhere else.
That's not what I said. I said, I don't want my food to touch.
You don't want your food to, yeah, that's what, it's the same. I guess it's not the same.
Steve heard that and imagined me eating shit.
Delicious.
Oh, Steve, Ryan doesn't want his shit food to touch his other food.
His real food.
Because he's always eating shit.
Well, I just thought it was funny because they're like, oh yeah, we know those guys. And if that's what they do, that's cool.
Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to ruin a perfectly good fake beef?
Oh, sorry.
The roast was in the oven.
Editing Ryan, cut it all out.
The fake beast was almost at temperature. Why do you guys have to ruin it?
If you want to give us suggestions on how to create some fake beef, head on over to patreon.com/60cyclehumcast, where you can support this program. You can support who have we had fake beefs with? We've had fake beefs with Dipped in Tone now. We've had fake beefs
with Andy Ferris.
We've had fake beef with Fluff. We've had fake beef with...
have we ever had real beef is what I'm wondering. Has it always been toe beef? Tofu beef?
Tofu beef?
Have we ever actually fought with anyone? I don't think so. I mean, like the whole guitar content creator scene is strangely friendly. Like, we all love each other more than we should. If we did beef with anyone, we just don't talk about them.
That's fair.
And we erase them. We erase them from our vocabulary. That's how we beef.
Like, so anyway, help us pick.
Everyone go watch
Real Beef.
Dipped in Tone, okay? But I'm gonna keep making jokes. Okay?
I enjoy that show.
You should.
I do. I enjoy.
You should. They're good guys
it's like
over
a
there.
Calming version, of like a lot of guitar shows. They're like a calm version of that.
I think the funny thing about this fake beef that we've been trying to build is that
we had fake beef with the guitar nerds back in the day.
Nerds.
Yeah.
That's right. Like, the people who enjoy Dipped in Tone are going there for a very different vibe than they would come here for. Like people who really love that vibe, they wouldn't survive over here. And people who love our vibe, they probably wouldn't enjoy that either. It's different strokes for different folks. Like,
I mean, I enjoy both vibes.
You enjoy being here.
I probably wouldn't listen to this show.
Do you think that if you weren't part of this show and you didn't know me and you were just like aware of guitar content, do you think you would watch 60 Cycle Hum?
I don't know, because like I used to listen to like I listened to a handful of the McElroy brother shows. So
clearly more people like what they do than we do.
That's fair.
So it's like,
but like I listen to my Bim Bam and I listen to like Sawbones, and so I enjoy like some chaos. In my ears.
This is a lot of chaos, though, Steve.
And you know who else enjoys chaos, Ryan? Is Nikos Mikolakis, who is supporting us at the $5 level.
Yeah, that's $5 worth of love of chaos. So thank you for appreciating what we do over here.
Thanks, Nikos, for supporting the show. You know who else loves this chaos, Ryan?
Who loves this chaos, Steve?
The folks over at Stringjoy.
Yeah, they do. We're going straight from the Patreon.
That's what we do here.
That was the shortest Patreon we've ever done.
No, it was close to the longest because we told some like meandering story.
There was a Patreon before that?
We started the Patreon.
All right.
Where I said, if you want to help us support Fake Beef, go here.
That's how it started.
And then we started talking about something else.
All right, do the Stringjoy spot now.
I brought it back.
Okay.
Stringjoy's been a company for 10 years. They're celebrating
their 10 birthday
year.
to you.
Stringjoy.
Happy birthday to Stringjoy.
Stringjoy.
Happy birthday, dear everyone who works at Stringjoy.
Yay.
Happy birthday to you.
Stringjoy, go buy some string.
You know what? To celebrate Stringjoy's 10th anniversary, use code HUM at checkout to get 10% off of your first purchase over there.
Yeah. Yeah, use the clicker down below so they know that we sent you.
The clicker, he means a link.
Yeah.
People are going to be looking for a clicker. They're like, what's a clicker, Steve?
I thought
like a little clicker to call dolphins to the side of the pool.
In the I think it's in the video that I posted. Marky from Gear Dogs. I'm pretty sure he calls this the clicker, like the stomp switch. He's like, oh, you guys are always pushing the clicker.
Yeah, the clicker over there.
Make those crazy sounds
on your distortion box.
You know who else loves the show, Ryan? Is the folks over at Chase Bliss.
Oh, Chase Bliss like the snow.
Yeah, he turns on like the snow.
Making fun of your enunciation.
Kind
of just slid into it there. Yeah, Chase Bliss.
Chase your bliss.
Go check those guys out.
ChaseBliss.com.
Listen, this is probably your first time hearing about Chase Bliss.
Yeah.
I'm going to implore you. I'm heavily imploring you right now. Click the link down below or just search for it in your browser. Go look at the crazy stuff that these guys build. You won't believe it. They're making pedals that have infinite settings. And I'm not exaggerating. It's infinite, guys. Like they've got a bank of switches on the back.
Yeah.
It like when you try, you'll be like, oh, okay, I'll be able to figure that out. But then you start to scratch the surface and you're like, I don't think I'll ever figure this out. But then when you do figure it out, you realize I now understand everything.
Ryan,
I've unlocked 15% of my brain capacity and now I can move sound with my mind. Yes,
Ryan,
Steve?
they just came out with a new pedal called the Clean.
They sure did.
It's just called Clean.
It's a compressor, is what I hear. But not really. It's more than a compressor.
This is probably unfounded.
Here we go.
But there is a rumor that they have another pedal coming out.
A dirty pedal?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
That would be funny if they had clean and then dirt.
I've just heard a rumor that they have another pedal coming out.
They always do,
and I don't know when, but it's a rumor.
I just heard that rumor too.
Yeah, if you want to know more about Chase Bliss facts and less rumors, go get on the mailing list. Go to the website, get on the mailing list.
I finally got on board with what you were trying to do, Steve. I'm so sorry it took me a while.
Yeah, Ryan,
we'll try it again next episode.
This next ad was sent by Craig Brinker. It's a Maton.
This is going to be in dollary dues because it's from a land down under.
You ready to go on a little story, right?
Oh man, you got a lot to read.
Selling my beloved 1965 Maton.
Sure.
Maton. If you're from Australia, which I know we have some Australian listeners, tell us how I'm butchering this.
Most of our Australian listeners are from Australia.
Yeah. Was it like I saw Landon Bailey pronounce Godin the other day, but it's like Godin. And I'm just like, all right, dude, if you say so. Yeah. Like he went full Quebecois on it.
Godin.
Anyway.
It's not a name if you say it that way. It's more of just a sound, Landon.
Yeah.
Godin.
Maton DC 5500 in cherry with factory Bigsby comes with the original case in excellent condition for a 60-year-old guitar. Lovely checking all over with some light wear on the back of the neck. Binding all in place and pick guard, not cracked or misshapen. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
These usually come in Sunburst or Jungle Burst, which is a green burst.
Ooh.
As a Maton fan, this was the first cherry I've seen pop up. So from all accounts, it's rare. I'm the second owner, never gigged, but recorded and played at home. Lived in case with humidifiers for my duration of this guitar. It's extremely playable and versatile. No faults, no issues with the pickup. Set up with 10s. Great volume unplugged too. Humbuckers sound great. Neck is straight. Bigsby plays smooth. According to the Maton Museum, they made 335 DC 1500s. How convenient that they made 335 of a ES335 style guitar. The paperwork,
I think that's being very generous with the ES335. Like, this is a different beast.
It is a bit of a different. The paperwork attached is batch 5 of 24 guitars. So there were 3 cherry with the Bigsby in that batch. There may have been others made in other batches. I've been told the long horns are much rarer than the standard horn, but as there are no numbers to confirm how many were made, as far as I'm aware, this could be the only one in Australia currently. Have included a scan of the original paperwork from Maton in the photos. Let me know if you have any questions, open to any information you have, or if you'd like more photos, I can do that. Excuse my dying plants in the background. Give me a ring or a message if you want to chat about it. Blah, 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 blah. Or you can pick up in Austin, Myrrh.
When are you going to
I
stop
can meet you in
reading?
Sydney.
So much reading.
Ryan,
Yeah, Steve.
did you know that this came with the original case in
Yeah, I know.
reasonable condition?
I know.
You want to know why he's selling this?
Why is he selling it, Steve?
Because he's become obsessed with Japanese Telecasters again. And
again?
need to clear space for these incoming purchases. Plus, this deserved to be played more
He
than
doesn't
it's
even have
admired.
room with all the Japanese Telecasters coming into his life.
No crypto. Will not
Come
accept
on,
crypto.
guys. Keep that crypto to yourself. This guy doesn't want it. He wants Japanese Telecasters, not a bunch of crypto.
Let's look at this cherry red guitar.
This thing is wild. I want to touch it. I'm afraid to touch it because what if I want it? Then I'm going to be on a journey the rest of my life to track down a really funky mid-60s bolt-on neck semi-hollow that happens to cost almost $4,000.
Bolt-on neck?
It looks bolt-on to me. Oh, no, it's not. It's set.
No, it's really strangely set, but it does appear to be set.
It is strangely set. I saw it from the front and I was like, that's going to be one of those funky bolt-ons. No, it is set. I bet it was meant to be a bolt-on and they're like, let's just glue it.
It almost looks like it could be a bolt-on, but the bolts are like under the fretboard, which doesn't doesn't make
Taylor
sense.
style.
But that's like like a Taylor.
That's possible.
Like
I don't know.
The neck joint just looks so thin.
I know it doesn't look like I mean, what about this guitar looks normal? Like
the Bigsby. That's about it.
Oh man, like
it's got knobs.
Who doesn't love just looking at a properly aged vintage Bigsby setup? Like the Bigsby and the bridge on this thing and those pickups. Oh, and the knobs. Like, there's so many little pieces of this that I just love looking at. Australian pickups, man. On Matons and what is it, Matson? I don't even know the lineages of all these different Australian guitar brands. I might even be messing up that they're Australian. Maybe they're from somewhere else. But every time I see Australian guitars from the 60s, they have funky pickups.
Did we ever have a price on this?
Yeah, $37.50.
There it is.
Yeah.
$37.50. How many American dollars is
We
that?
haven't even talked about the long ass horns on this yet. If I was shooting a period piece movie set in like 60s psychedelia band scenes, like about some fictional band,
this is what
I would cast this guitar.
You want
to be in the movie.
You really want some of those long ass horns.
I want some of those long ass horns. No, but it has that very funky 60s psychedelic sort of look, kind of like what Music Vox did with like their Space Cadets and stuff like that. Sorry, I keep coughing. I caught like a little bug like a week and a half ago, and I've just been posing it, still dripping ever since. Like I feel totally fine. Now. You're probably not.
Yeah, that's true.
If you were going to get sick, it would have been from last Friday. And even then, I think I was way past being, what is it called? Infectious? Contagious. That's the word.
We had a whole thing at work today about that. I'm trying to look at this just about not going to work if you feel sick.
Oh, yeah.
Which is tough because I feel sick every day.
So sick.
Yeah. I'm looking at this versus like the Longhorn back there. Trying to line up those horns.
It's a totally different shape than the Dan Electro Longhorn.
But they are both, very...
They both have long horns.
Both pretty horny guitars.
This one's got... I mean, the magic with this one is you get extra hollow parts, Like, yeah, the center block is semi-hollow, but then you get extra hollow on the edges. It's like a brownie. It's like those brownie pans that are all edges because it like sneaks through there.
I still kind of want one of those.
Go get one of my sister made a pan of brownies before we started recording. She accidentally used olive oil, so they taste a little bit different.
I've been making them that way for so long.
You've been making brownies with olive oil?
First of all, I don't make brownies. My family does.
With olive oil?
I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just so used to olive oil that like I don't process it as like a difference in flavor.
We could rabbit trail infinitely on this show.
Yeah, you had some really strong opinions about it during dinner.
The batter tasted like olive oil. I had a little piece cooked, and most of that flavor kind of went to the back of the palate, but it's still like, this is a Mediterranean brownie. How interesting.
It's healthy for you. That means you can have as many as you want.
So what do you think, Steve? If I ever run across one of these in person, should I buy it?
This is like $2,500 US.
That's not crazy. It would be the most expensive guitar I had ever bought with my own money.
Is that a good price? I really have no idea.
If it plays good, I'm going to say yes. Because you like, if it plays good, the vibe is going to be there. Like, I would rather play this than a Gibson or an Epiphone. Because a Gibson or Epiphone is not going to look like this. And even if they have a Bigsby, they're not going to have that well-worn in vintage Bigsby on there. Oh, this just has the vibe for days. I love it. I love looking at it.
I'm wondering if there's anything similar to this on...
Thanks for sending this, Craig.
On Reverb, vintage.
Well, they said they only made like 300 or something of them.
Well, there's... When you look up vintage Maton... or Maton or whatever, all you get are acoustic guitars. So let's look for...
It's even got all the original tuners and everything. Like, this thing is in great condition, which makes me worried that it might suck.
I mean, it does kind of look like that's the right price for a 60s.
If no one was playing this thing,
Maton.
Like this thing's 60 years old. And it doesn't have a lot of battle damage on it. Maybe it sucks.
The seller says it was played like at home in studios and stuff.
Well, maybe they were just very gentle with it then.
It didn't go. I mean, it's got a lot of checking. It's got an appropriate amount of
checking.
Yeah,
but that's like temperature checking. That's just going to happen whether you play it or not.
That's fair.
You know? Like if I played this thing for a year, it would have more going on than what it has right now.
Right. But you're kind of...
I'm an asshole.
Are you going to be ultraviolet?
No, but still, like...
You're an asshole?
I'm an asshole.
What about being an asshole means you're going to do...
I don't care about stuff. I just walk around and bump into things. Like I don't care about my belt buckles or anything like that. I don't care about like putting the guitar strap somewhere else in the case. I just throw it all in the case. I sweat all over everything. Like, I'm an asshole.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Ryan.
Go ahead and clip that, RJ.
Ryan.
Yeah, Steve.
What's new?
Oh, man. What's new is we're 36 minutes into this. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
Did you have anything new?
I can save it for next week.
Okay. Let's save it for next week then.
Ryan?
Yeah, Steve?
This episode's brought to you by Fellows Guitars.
Of course.
I moved to trying to do everything off my iPad now, so I don't have that script ready.
Oh, come on, man.
Forget it. I don't need a script.
You don't need a script to talk about Jonathan Fellows Guitars.
Here's what you need to know about Fellows Guitars. 1, made in USA.
Yeah.
2, by Jonathan Fellows.
Of
every
course.
aspect.
No one
made by him.
No one not named Jonathan Fellows touches any part of these guitars.
3, lots of options for customization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
4,
yes,
excellent finishes.
Beautiful finishes.
5, Down in the description, there's a link tree that takes you to all of his socials and his website. I made that link tree, so I want you to go click on it as a favor to me.
Steve planted a link seed in the ground, and it grew into a beautiful tree. And he wants you to go to the link tree and climb its trunk up to its branches. He wants you to build a tree house in that link tree.
And someday, maybe that link tree will get cut down, and that wood will be used to build another
We're talking about the giving link tree. That would be actually like a great like little NAMM swag thing to rewrite the giving tree, but it just turns into a guitar.
But
the tree gets cut down and turned into a bunch of guitars.
Yeah, I probably played one of Jonathan's guitars the first time right before COVID, I want to say, or maybe a year or two before COVID.
Doesn't it feel like we hung out with him or something like that way before COVID, back in the early days of the show, and he had guitars that he was building?
It's possible.
Like, I don't know. Like that all feels like a lifetime ago.
I know. I'm pretty sure you hung out with him at Summer NAMM. I've hung out with him at regular NAMM at like the pancake parties back in the day.
Yeah, but that like even that must have been like 7-8 years ago.
It's possible.
We've known him forever.
Yeah.
We like the guy. He likes us. We trust him. Go look at his guitars. Try to convince everyone else on the internet to look at him too. Let's make Jonathan Fellows guitars famous, so everyone will come to his booth at NAMM this coming NAMM. What's his booth number, Steve?
I don't know.
It's 4349.
Is it really?
No,
that doesn't sound right. You know what? If you're going to NAMM, the NAMM map exists. Just look it up. The meantime, he's putting all these really cool build videos on Instagram. I've just been enjoying watching that process, especially like as I'm trying to build up the confidence to finally tackle my Ibanez project. Like I'm watching going like, oh, that's a thing. Like I can maybe someday figure out how to do that.
Steve, here's how we get Fellows guitars locked into everyone's brains.
Okay.
So that when they end up at NAMM this year, I know a lot of people listening to this show are going to end up at NAMM. They immediately look up Fellows guitars and go straight to that booth to go check it out. Here's what we're going to do, Steve. We're going to chant Fellows guitars. 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 Fellows.
How long are you going to do this?
Until it's baked into everyone's brain, Steve. This is the most effective sponsorship we've ever done. We did it. We did it. Okay, what's the next sponsor, Steve?
The next sponsor is TrueFire. If you're stuck in a rut, you need two things. One, you need to buy a Fellows guitar. Two, you need to go to TrueFire and take some lessons. Those are the only two things that will break you out of a rut. Yeah. Trust me, because I'm in a rut and I have not bought a Fellows guitar, and that's why I've taken... No, listen, go to TrueFire. Go to TrueFire. Check out their lessons. They have so many, like thousands. They have songs. If you just want to learn some very specific songs, they may have lessons for them if they were like hits and stuff. If you want to learn techniques, you want to learn cage system, you want to learn how to play the blues, all kinds of. You want to learn how to. You want to
unlearn the blues by learning other stuff.
Perfect.
Get over there.
Have you ever looked for surf guitar lessons on there?
I have.
Do they have them?
I think they've got Pipeline and Wipeout or something like that. They have a couple classics.
I'm going to take that. I should take that.
Look it up. Tell me if I'm wrong. I remember. I vaguely remember that they do have a couple.
But yeah, go check those out. Use the link down below. They want us to tell you that their year-long subscription is the best deal, and it is. But what we recommend is go on, do like the 2-week trial to check it out. If you enjoy it, then after that 2 weeks or in the middle of those 2 weeks, sign up for the full year because there's so much stuff there. You're going to want to keep learning.
Have you heard their jingle?
No, they have a jingle.
TrueFire, stop sucking at guitar. I can't believe you haven't heard it, Steve. Everyone's heard that jingle.
No, I haven't.
Sing it with me. TrueFire, stop sucking at guitar.
That sounds like a cross of the Red Robin jingle and the Transformers theme song. Red Robin, robots in disguise. Right. This week was a big week in the guitar.
You know what?
World.
Fender has planted a flag, and I don't think any other brand is up to the task of challenging it. I don't think any other brand is going to be able to come to market with anything even close to the absolute magma heat that Fender is delivering right now.
Yeah. We criticized them a bit a few weeks ago because they said, innovation never rests or whatever.
What does that even mean?
Like, that's not very,
finally,
that's not very, like, whatever. Like, these are refined.
They heard us and they innovated.
Yeah.
It's crazy, guys.
What we're talking about, of course, is a Fender collaboration. How do you say it? Fender X? Fender Cross? How do you pronounce the X?
As far as I'm concerned, this is their main brand now. That's just what Fender is now. Fender.
Hello Kitty.
That's right. Fender and Hello Kitty back together again. That's right.
It's actually Squire and Hello Kitty, right?
I mean, but that's Squire by Fender.
Yeah.
But what we want to do is we want to explore the space a little bit, because Fender came out. Because they came out with the Hello Kitty guitars, like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, or something like that, and they've been kind of like cult classics. Where
they peaked on Reverb. they at one point I remember seeing them for like $99,
right?
And they peaked
every metal guy ever wants one.
Yeah, they peaked on Reverb at like I want to say like $700.
Oh, I think they went above that, but now. Like, they're back
above,
and not just the guitars. The guitars are back, and they look great. They got painted headstocks. They've got pink inlay dots.
I think they're red, but
they're red inlay dots.
Yeah,
they've got it in a pink finish and a white finish, but they've also got fuzz pedals. They've also got straps. They've got cases. They have a whole line of Hello Kitty stuff, and it all looks really, really slick. But what is Gibson going to do to compete against this? What is Ibanez going to do to compete against this? What is PRS going to do to compete against this? It feels like the other brands are not prepared for this, Steve.
No, they're not.
And I thought that maybe we could brainstorm a little bit. I mean, obviously, brands listen to this show and they hear our ideas and then they run with them because they're like, these guys are tastemakers.
First of all, Ryan, I really think you should buy the deluxe gift pack thing. That's the Hello Kitty, the whole thing, guitar case, fuzz pedal, all.
I'm not worthy.
You should get it.
I'm not good enough for the Ultra 2.
You know who I bet's going to get one?
Joe Branton.
Oh, I was going to say Fish.
Oh, for sure.
Like, he's way into him.
Yeah, totally.
But anyway, no, you're right. Like,
if the Hello Kitty stuff had never blown up in popularity, the Hello Kitty original Squires, then I probably would be like, yeah, I'm going to get one of those. I've always wanted, like, there's a couple Daisy Rock models that I've always kind of wanted. Like, I'm into that ironic, like, let's play something cutesy kind of vibe. But because, you know what, honestly, because it is so popular now, I'm not interested.
Yeah. Classic.
I'm a little bit above it.
Classic hipster.
Yeah. Classic hipster stuff.
But I think I think it's such a, Hello Kitty is such a unique brand in that it started as like icon. What would you like there? It's a figure.
Are you going to try to get into the history of it? I'm trying to figure out the direction you're going here.
No, I'm saying,
does Steve know the history of Hello Kitty? Because I don't.
I know a little bit. I'm just saying,
like Hello Kitty's just always been around.
Hello Kitty was originally like a cat purse,
right?
Like a coin purse with a cat face or something. And it's kind of like versus like so many of the other things as we were talking about this topic. Got me thinking about like
Hello Kitty
what else?
Is like Mickey Mouse. Like no one knows where it came from.
Right.
No one knows who invented it. Like it's just always been there.
Yeah. There's definitely not an entire corporation built on the backs of Mickey Mouse.
It's a piece of shared culture.
There is definitely no location on planet Earth that is known as the House of Mouse.
No, there's no land dedicated.
Yeah, there's not even
this culture.
Yeah. Let alone an entire world dedicated.
How could there be a
culture.
World?
How could there be a world if there's not a land? It doesn't make sense.
None of this makes sense, Steve. Yeah. Tell us more about this Hello Kitty stuff.
That's all I'm saying is like it was like was a purse.
There was a purse.
So it was like a toy. It was just everywhere.
Right,
it was like
right.
This,
is a cultural phenomenon.
like, exactly.
Is Hello Kitty is an icon.
And so even like the Mickey
Hello
Mouse
Kitty
thing,
is a human girl.
like that's where it's different than yes, Hello Kitty is a human girl named Kitty White. That's where it is different from like the Mickey Mouse thing because Mickey Mouse was created as a show or as like a movie character or whatever.
Well,
right?
the movies were about him.
Like a short film character, right?
Yeah.
And so as I'm trying to think of like what other, you know what the other thing that exists that kind of has like same cult. No, hold on. The same cultural staying power. It doesn't have. You'll hit your 4 points. I was because I've been thinking about this. Like what? All right. What is the American equivalent to Hello Kitty? And it's fucking Barbie.
You think Barbie is American Hello Kitty?
I don't think it has the mystique. You know, there's no question that Barbie is a robot, is an android woman.
Of course.
But in terms of like
Barbie's actually 14 cats inside of a human suit.
But I'm saying in terms of like it being a thing that was created as like a toy or as like a
and now it's a cultural
and not
thing.
as a Calvin and Hobbes stickers, but that was a comic book first, right? It wasn't just like, oh, where'd this guy come? Pikachu is everywhere, but Pikachu was a cartoon first, I think.
Much in the same way, no one knows where Hello Kitty or Mickey Mouse came from. No one knows where Barbie came from either.
Yeah.
So like, how do you even like track down the lineage of these things to figure out where they first impacted culture?
Who is Barbie's family?
Yeah.
Does she have a boyfriend?
Who's Barbie's mom and dad? Who birthed her? Whose
Exactly.
DNA combined to make this?
Okay,
this
so
being?
so Gibson, if Gibson wants to compete with Fender, who is now broken the mold by bringing back
What are we doing
a
this
15-year-old Japanese cultural icon, guitar, iconic. You mentioned offline that there are 4 characteristics that you think make Hello Kitty work.
Oh my gosh, I was just spitballing. Now you're bringing this back and throwing it in my face.
I thought you were about to say it.
No, I'm not going that direction at all.
Okay, what's the direction you want to go in?
Well, I think we just need
Maybe it's just the 2 points that like Hello Kitty is 3 points. Hello Kitty is cute. Everyone will agree.
Hello
with that.
Kitty's cute.
Hello Kitty is iconic.
Iconic.
And Hello Kitty has an ironic appeal. Because within the guitar community, it's both like enjoyed by say kids who
Has
want
anyone made it this far in the show?
but it's also going to be enjoyed. But like it's really popular as like a jokey rock and roll guitar.
Right, like every metalhead wants a Hello Kitty guitar because they're like, oh, I'm gonna like chug and shred on this thing. I'm gonna do pinch harmonics on a Hello Kitty guitar. The ironic nature of it is what makes the Hello Kitty Squire such a successful thing. It's going to lay waste to the rest of the guitar industry because so many people want this thing because it just has that magic recipe going on. It's cute, it's iconic, and it's ironic.
Right.
Like those things together, it's too powerful. I don't think any of the other guitar companies could even come close. But let's try to figure out some things that they could do. That was a long ass intro to get to that part right there.
Do you think so? I mean, again, I already mentioned it. Gibson, American company. Maybe it's too obvious, but does the Barbie Gibson?
But what model? I'm feeling SG.
SG.
Barbie SG.
That's what I was thinking.
A pink Barbie SG with pearl inlays.
What are the characteristics of an
maple fretboard?
What are the characteristics of an SG? It's thin. It's got curves.
Oh God, Steve, stop! Oh my gosh, no!
You're the one that wants to give Barbie the Barbie SG a maple fretboard.
What does that have to do with anything? I think it just will have a really fun, light appearance to it. It'll fit the visual vibe.
It would fit the visual vibe. I just thought you were saying like
you're not only sexualizing the SG, you're sexualizing Barbie. She's an American icon, Steve.
Yeah, never mind.
If we're gonna sexualize a cartoon character, it's gonna be Betty Boop.
Betty Boop. Honestly, Betty Boop is so far gone as like a cartoon. Like,
what's that mean?
No, I'm saying because like there hasn't been a Betty Boop cartoon. I mean, there probably have been made, but like I feel like Betty Boop kind of exists closer to that same plane.
I mean, the difference between
as Hello Kitty,
Betty Boop and Hello Kitty and Barbie and Mickey Mouse is that we actually know where Betty Boop came from. Is a Max Fleischer cartoon,
the 1920s. As
yeah.
what? Oh yeah,
Max Fleischer. So you know, we all know the history of Max Fleischer. We've all been to Max Fleischer world.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
Who would make a Betty Boop guitar? Who do you think should make a Betty Boop guitar?
Oh, that's a good question. That feels like an ESP thing.
But ESP already has those waifu guitars. But they waifu guitars. They're not. They're just.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
They have the Hatsune Miku guitar.
I don't know, but I think an ESP like carved Betty Boop
head.
Well, I want
everything like
full body, and the little puppy is there with her.
Okay. Yeah.
Like like you know how they have the demon ladies where it's like it's like a devil lady.
Yeah.
But I just want it to be that, but it's
Betty with the Betty Boop.
I want a devil Betty Boop guitar.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, since going back to Gibson, bringing it back to the States.
Yeah.
If it's green,
okay.
Gibson Gumby Modern. It's
Gumby Modern. Oh, I like
it's so obvious.
I like a Gumby Modern. Here's my real pitch for a Gibson cartoon.
Yeah,
licensed property that I think would be fun, and I think plenty of people would buy it. And they've got a bunch. I'm sure in a warehouse somewhere they've got a bunch of the Tom DeLonge Gibsons that just need a refend for this. I'm thinking ES335 semi-hollow, single pickup, bridge pickup.
Okay.
Red plastic covered EMG, white body, red binding, red racing stripe, Speed Racer graphic.
Did you know that there's only like 52 episodes of Speed Racer?
Yeah. I mean, that's how all the old cartoons were.
I didn't know that.
That like the way old cartoons were is that they would fund all of the episodes and be like, this is all you got. Yeah. Do it all. Like there's so many cartoons that you're like, oh man, I remember season 3 of this. There wasn't 3 seasons.
Yeah.
There were 64 episodes that they produced all at one time.
Right.
So it's like most old cartoons are like that, and you just watch them over and over and over again as a kid. Like there weren't seasons.
The other
like
thing,
Ninja Turtles, that wasn't seasons. It was just one big chunk of episodes that they put out all at the same time. I think it was Ninja Turtles, or it was something like that.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say is I think the Speed Racer movie from a few years ago is like highly underrated.
Oh, totally. I've been meaning to show that to my kids. It's a trip.
Yeah. I watched it for the first time. I think I actually talked about it on the show when I watched it for the first time.
It's a fever dream.
A few years ago.
It's really fun.
Yeah,
I wish they were still making movies like that.
Nope. We gotta have Marvel versus Capcom versus Mortal Kombat 7. The movie.
I can't wait to watch 6 more shows about Marvel characters I've never heard of.
They're finally getting back to movies where it's going to be Indiana Jones versus the guy from Altered Carbon. Is he in Altered Carbon?
Is American culture dead? It kind of feels like we're in a dead zone right now. Like, what do we have anymore?
We have I don't know.
Okay, so let's spitball some more brands.
Sure.
We've got the Gumby Modern. We've got the Barbie SG. We've got the Speed Racer ES335.
I think that's enough Gibson.
Yeah, totally enough Gibson. And none of those are going to like bite into the success of the Hello Kitty at all. Like they're not even going to get close. And we're guitar's best minds over here trying to work this stuff out. PRS. Let's do PRS. Garfield. Orange and black flame on there. You got to have some sort of pick guard. It has to be one of their models with a pick guard because you have to have the Garfield head as the pick guard on this thing.
What if they went hyper realistic, like conceptual but hyper realistic? PRS would have to use a shark fin inlay, so they have to steal that. Is it Jackson who does the shark fin inlay? the PRS, and they already do the ocean. They call it like ocean burst or whatever finish. It's like a gray blue thing. The PRS Jabberjaw.
Oh, the big shark?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I want to explore the Garfield thing a little bit more. I got all these PRS Garfield guitars floating around.
Yeah, okay. PRS. Here's the problem with the PRS Garfield guitar.
I mean,
if you have a gig on a Monday, you're screwed.
That's true. He hates Mondays.
That guitar hates Mondays.
But here's what you do. You know the PRS Dragon that's just got inlays over the entire thing.
Yeah.
That's what I want PRS to do. I want a full body pearl
Garfield.
And abalone and all sorts of precious gemstones, inlaid body with a scene of Garfield like sitting in his cat box or something like that. And then what's the fretboard? It's lasagna all the way up and down the fretboard.
That feels like something Gower would try to make.
That's not bad. And it would, like, it's fitting in with that kind of like rock dentist blues doctor sort of price point. Like, we're going high end here, guys. Only the finest of tone inlays.
10 top, forget that.
Have replaced tone woods in this guitar.
We're using a 20 top.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't even go that high, Steve.
30 top?
Does it exist?
30 top? I don't know. It does now.
Paul, dig deep into that tone wood reserve. Find us the 30 top. You've been saving it. I know you've been saving it, especially for the Garfield guitar.
Do you think that someday...
And there should be a series. John Arbuckle, Odie, Nermal. Bring in the animals from the farm cartoon.
Oh, the farm. I forgot about the farm cartoon.
I forget the name of the animals. What was the duck's name?
I don't remember
Wasn't
the name
the pig
of
Orwell?
Of it. Oh.
I think the pig's name was Orwell because it's all heavy-handed,
like George Orwell.
Yeah. What about pedals, Steve?
Oh, the obvious pedal is we need one.
We already workshopped this. We decided that there should be a Dilbert OCD.
Yeah. It works on a lot of different levels.
On a lot. You get to keep the Comic Sans and everything.
Yeah. You get to, Dilbert definitely seems like he may have some OCD going on. And Scott Adams is extremely right wing.
Yeah. No, I bet Scott Adams and Mike Fuller hang out all the time.
That would not surprise me at all.
No. I had an idea for an Ibanez that I actually think would be amazing.
Okay.
And it could fit into the Squire kind of like $4.99 price point that they're going for with the Hello Kitty stuff.
Yeah, hit me.
Ibanez RG, around in that price point. Lisa Frank license.
Oh, just a whole line of unicorns and rainbows
and dolphin inlays going up the neck, but the neck is like rainbow stained.
Yeah,
and then there's a unicorn like screen printed and holographic foil on the body, and it's got a Floyd Rose because you're gonna dive bomb the shit out of this thing. And it can be one pickup, or maybe like you got to go little funky, like one hyper hot, neon pink open coil humbucker in the bridge.
Sure.
And then like a lipstick in the neck.
Telecaster pickup in the neck.
Not a Telecaster, a lipstick.
I don't think they're going to go full lipstick. I think it's going to be.
You think it's going to be a Telecaster neck pickup?
Yeah, keep it with what you're good at.
All right. They do have those. They do use those on a couple guitars, don't they? Okay. Yeah. They have them in stock. They don't they? Haven't they? Oh, I'm thinking of Jackson. Jackson had the Surfcaster that had lipsticks in it.
Ibanez Talman back in the day had lipstick, but that's like way back in the day.
My Starfield, manufactured by the same factory as Ibanez, has
like
lipsticks
30
in it.
years ago.
They could do it. It's for Lisa Frank. You got to have that sparkle on there. You got to have some bling on it. You got to have the chrome. Lipstick, dude. It's Lisa Frank. You got to have lipstick on there.
Fine. They should just have a whole line of Trapper Keeper Ibanez's.
Oh my gosh, dude.
All those. We talked about Memphis School last week, and that's definitely just a whole lineup of that stuff.
Totally, yeah.
We had one for Dean, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, what was Dean? Oh, it was a Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh yeah, that was just a dumb idea.
Like, what body style do you imagine the Calvin and Hobbes theme goes on? Because I'm imagining like a
ML.
Which one's the ML?
The Pantera.
Yeah, I'm imagining the Dimebag, like, big star shape.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just got everything on there. Like, you've got an inlay of Calvin and Hobbes on the fretboard on their sled, so you can like slide with them.
Oh my gosh.
But then it's just decoupage of all sorts of different scenes from all the comics on there.
No, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
We leaving anything out?
I don't know, but we've been recording a long time.
Brian,
what do you guys think? Pitch your ideas for, any guitar from any brand that you think would go toe-to-toe in the marketplace against the Hello Kitty Squire. It's impossible. I don't think anyone can think of anything better than the Hello Kitty Squire.
I sure can't.
No, we couldn't together, and we're the greatest minds in the guitar media universe.
This last ad was sent by Lucas Servi. Speaking of cartoons.
We're going with Mother.
Possibly Homemade?
No, Mother, Father.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Because we got to remember, we have to break up the Joey Scar ads.
Oh, right.
Joey Scar sends some of the best ads.
Well, he's taken Dave Santana, like, since Dave went into retirement.
Yeah.
Joey stepped it up.
I need to make a subfolder of just Joey Scar ads to save for rainy days, because there's like a ton of good ones.
This is a Marshall JCM 800 2203 1985. Those are all words I can read that don't. Is the 2203 the one that people want?
I don't know. I don't know what people want out of Marshalls.
JCM 800 2203, 100 watts of pure Marshall bliss. This amp has been kept at my house and is just too loud for home use. Had it recapped about a year ago at Detroit Amp Lab and had the power switch replaced because the light burned out. Came to me with the unique aesthetic. Born in 1985, I got the amp from a guy, blah, 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 blah. Nothing interesting here, except for that very unique aesthetic, because this is not a Marshall JCM 800. This is a Mr. Falcon JCM 800.
Mr. Falcon. I forgot about that
As
one.
in yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Ryan.
Do you know the history, according to Wikipedia, of the phrase motherfucker? I know you were trying to dance around it a little bit.
I wasn't really trying to dance around it.
How far back do you think that phrase goes? How old do you think it is?
At least 150 years.
At least 150 years, Steve says. You're pretty close. The word dates back to at least the late 19th century.
Okay.
In an 1889 Texas murder case.
Nice.
A witness testified that the victim had called the defendant a goddamned motherfucking bastardly son of a bitch. This is the best Wikipedia I've ever read in my entire life. Shortly before his death, a later Texas court opinion from 1897 prints the word motherfucking in full. In 1917, a U.S. soldier calls his draft board, "You low down motherfuckers," in a letter.
Those are really like the first recorded, like,
yes.
Obviously it means like
people were using it before that.
But this is like an official,
in a murder case in a court.
Yeah.
That's Quentin Tarantino. There's your next movie right there. I know you're looking for number 10. Get Sam Jackson on the phone. Sam Jackson, have you ever read this Wikipedia? I want to hear you read this Wikipedia, Sam Jackson. That's amazing.
That just makes that really just makes me want to watch True Grit again.
It makes me want to buy this amp now and get Quentin Tarantino and Sam Jackson to sign it. Well, whoever owns it, they'll sell it to me. They'll sell it to Quentin when Quentin shows up with his checkbook. He's like, "I need that amp. I'm making a movie."
The execution of this, personally, I think is really poor. Like, I don't
listen. That's kind of the vibe, though, of messing around with the lettering on a Marshall. It's an age-old tradition of taking the letters and scrambling them up and doing arts and crafts to make a funny little message on the front of your best known amp brand in the history of all amp brands, Marshall. You're like, I don't want people to know it's a Marshall. I want them to look at it and be like, wait a minute. Does that say Mars Hill? What, like 2 churches? That's an inside joke for the Christians out there.
Does that say Ashall?
Right. There's all sorts of variations out there on the Marshall badge that people, the same way people do it with Sweetwater stickers. They cut them all up to say all sorts of stuff.
Like water and swatter.
Or sweat water.
Sweat water? I've never seen sweat water.
That's because I haven't done it yet. I've been planning on it. I just need one more sticker. Next Sweetwater order, I'm doing it.
Dude.
I'll probably do it on my cup here.
We got an email from Sweetwater today.
I know.
Just say, hey, I'd like to demo 50 stickers.
Could you send me as many stickers as possible, please?
Yeah. Just tell Ryan to send us.
I don't know if they want to officially
bunch of stickers.
Invite people to just cut twat out of their stickers over and over again. This is our swearing episode, apparently.
People are going to be like, those guys are drunk.
We don't never swear, but this time we have been. So I'm sorry for all of you that listen to this show with your children in the car.
Huge mistake.
Huge mistake
Big.
this time. Huge mistake. You've already figured that out an hour and 8 minutes into it.
Yeah.
So we do formally apologize, but we're not going to change it. It's too late.
It's too late.
We're in an ornery mood, apparently. But what do they want? They wanted $2,600 for this thing. This listing has ended. That doesn't mean it's sold, Steve. It ended. They're like, you know what? Never mind. I'm keeping it.
That's probably exactly what happened.
I have no idea if that's a good deal or not. It's vintage, right? It's from the 80s?
Yeah.
That means it's broken.
I'm looking at them on Reverb right now. I'm seeing $2,000, 25, 27, 25.
So it's in that range.
$10,000, $6,000.
$6,000?
$3,000, 2,600, 2,300. So yeah, kind of on that. Oh, some of these are 2204s.
You know, I'm looking at this amp real close.
Mm-hmm.
This thing sucks.
Why?
There's no reverb.
Again, does it drip? No.
What an awful amplifier.
Oh, I've been looking at JMPs.
Oh, you got to look at the JCM, Steve, the 800 lead series. Duh, everyone knows that.
Someone's probably gonna like. I tried to watch a video on all of the different Marshall JCM 800s, and I just ended up more confused. 2,300, $2,000. So yeah, maybe the price was a little high, but none of these $2,000 ones say motherfucker on them. So
That's true. That's
worth the extra pay right there.
Steve, do you have any love in your heart, any sort of nostalgia or anything like that for Marshall? For their amplifiers, for the brand in general?
No.
I don't think I do either.
I don't think I've definitely never owned a Marshall.
Either have I.
I don't even know if I've ever owned a Marshall style amp. I've been pretty Fendery my whole life.
Yeah, I'm on Team Fender pretty dang hard. Pretty dang hard.
I mean,
I'm much more likely to go the Vox direction than I am to go the Marshall direction.
I do like that Rev D20 I have, but I don't know how I would describe that amp.
That's not Marshall-y. Maybe it is though. Maybe
I
will say every time I play around with like an effects unit or something like that, or a modeler that has Marshall models in it, I'm like, I don't know what to do with these.
Right.
Like this doesn't sound the way that recordings of well-known Marshall players sound in my head. So there's something they're doing that I'm not doing here. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do with this.
You know where I have played Marshall, Ryan?
Where?
Sweetwater.
That's right.
Wall of Marshalls.
We don't care about Marshalls. We've never owned or played like a Marshall in person, except for that gigantic wall of Marshalls that we played at Sweetwater. But that's not even playing an amp. That's just experiencing a full body baptism in resonance. Like you're not twisting knobs. You're not learning the amp. It's just like you're strumming and you're feeling the earth shake around you because it's an entire wall of Marshalls, this entire wall of amps. It could be any amp. The fact that it's a wall of them is the thing that's happening. Like I've never done that and you're like, oh, there's that tone. No, it's like being at the air show.
I have a Marshall in a box pedal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've ever even played it.
You know, I do have that Dirty Little Secret Deluxe, and I do like that thing. And that's
Okay.
supposed to be Marshall in the box.
Yeah, I have one but it's just like I think a 3 or 4 knobber, and I've just never. It was sent to me,
And I do enjoy
on like a gift exchange or something, and I've never played it.
I do enjoy like a amp modeler, like Van Halen style plexi dialed in sort of patch. I do enjoy that.
Right.
I don't know. We're just talking out of our asses over here.
Ryan, we got to pick a winner. Do we want to try to do the thing that we said we were going to do and do a double spin every week? Or do we want to pick something?
I think I'm most likely to buy that Maton if I was shopping for any of these.
Well, that's what
it'd
you would
definitely
buy,
be the
but
Maton.
was that your favorite ad?
You're right. I'm feeling equal about all of them.
All right. So, okay, here's what I want to do. Which one would you be most sad about winning?
The double boring.
Okay, so double boring, we're going to spin that first. And then what do you want it to go against, the Maton or the motherfucker?
Let's do the Maton.
Okay.
So then there's a chance we'll have Maton against motherfucker.
Yeah.
So R is double boring.
Sure.
Oh no!
All right. Well, we got double boring versus mother father.
All right, go for it, Mr. Falcon. If that acoustic wins, which one is it? Which is what?
I don't know. Why did it stop so fast?
I don't know, but which was which? We don't know. You have to spin it again because we don't know even what the result was.
All right.
So Steve will your S will be the mother father.
All right,
Mr. Falcon. There we go.
we'll take it.
Joey Scar wins again.
Shut up.
We're gonna have to send tax documents to Joey Scar this year.
Oh, goodness. All right. This song was sent by Jerad Mione. He sent me pronunciation instructions this time. Hey guys, my band Demmers just released an EP called Fears and Shadows on Protagonist Music. I figured I'd send a song over to you for the podcast, which I love, by the way. Since this is on a label, it means we're not going to get paid for this episode, but he will. Song is called
Enjoy
Swedish Fish.
your $1.50.
Yeah. It's a sad wave post-punk song, or dark wave, cold wave, new wave, whatever it's called these days. Bandcamp link is here, so I'll put that down below. It can be found on all streaming sites. Again, the band is called Demmers, and you can buy it on cassette. If you want to buy it on cassette, this song is called Swedish
Real to
Fish.
real.
Overrated.
They deserve every dollar that they get from this
Yeah,
episode. Like
that song was really good.
That's excellent. Like that's you're doing it. You're doing the dark wave thing. You're doing it. Man, I love it.
Was that what your
Great
band
job.
was trying to do?
No, I wish.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about Vulture Shock.
Vulture Shock.
I wish when I showed up the first time, that's what I was hoping we were gonna do, and it was a little bit more post punk than that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's great. Love the vibe. Love the groove. It made me want to jump onto the drums. They're sitting right over there.
They're right over there.
I could have jumped on the drums. They're not set up to be powered up, but I could have.
You could set up all of these as drum sounds.
I don't think they would be that responsive.
I don't think they're fast enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the wrong one. There we go.
Yeah, but like,
I don't think it would work, Steve.
yeah.
All right.
Darn.
Bye, everybody.
Stay grounded.